TGIF, motherfucker. Happy Friday to all, and to all a happy Friday. Another week in the books. On my way home from the office. So in my last video I talked about how I was going to do a review on the Woodcraft clip-on mod for the FZ6R. I don't really see the point in trying to do like a installation tutorial of any type, because I mean the fucking kit comes with instructions, right? So that's not really my point. What I want to do, whoa, wow, oh shit, you see how quick it can get in the pickle? You gotta watch that shit, man. God, these guys, nobody will yield to your ass, so you best just get on through the shit. So anyways, like I was saying, this Woodcraft clip-on mod for the FZ6R. There's a couple other guys who have done like brief little explanations on how it's installed and stuff. Nobody has gone into great detail. Again, there's no reason to, because the kit comes with instructions. It's pretty self-explanatory. The only thing that I don't believe is mentioned is that you need to loosen the nut that holds the horn in place, and you want to raise the horn. You want to raise the horn up, and it has room to swivel. You loosen that nut and just swivel the horn assembly up as much as you can, and then tighten it back down. Reason being, supposedly, if you bottom out, which I'll explain in a minute, why that would be a possibility with this mod. If you do bottom out, it'll hit the horn assembly onto your front wheel fairing. And that could be bad. Nobody wants that kind of damage. So, let me get over here. Alright, where was I? Shit, might as well stop. Hey, it'll help with the vlog anyways. Oh, my blinker was on for whatever reason. Yep, noob. Alright, so when you install this thing, let's talk about the pros first, the good shit. You know, as with anything that's good, there comes bad. But the good shit. So it lowers the bike, right? When you install this kit, it lowers the front. Now with the FZ6R being like a touring platform, it actually improves the way it looks, because it gives it a flat, between a flat and a slight positive rake, whereas it has in between a flat and slight negative rake from the factory. So you get a better look. There's no gap anymore in between the front of the headlight assembly and the nose wheel. I'm in aviation, so forgive me. There's no gap in between the headlight assembly and the front wheel fairing. It closes that gap, essentially converts its stance and its geometry into a super sport platform. I mean, it's what it really does. It's fantastic. So it lowers the front nearly 2 inches again. Now this is where your problem might come in for bottoming out. I've only bottomed out once since I installed this kit, and it was on a railroad track. So that's my fault, right? Regular road riding and what have you, just hitting bumps on the interstate, and trust me, I-20 through Shreveport, full of fucking bumps on the interstate, okay? So I haven't bottomed out in that scenario at all. So there we go. Alright. Okay, so yeah. So yeah, the front gets lowered. You like I say, I've only bottomed out once on railroad tracks, and the look of it, right? Outside of the fact that it lowers the bike in the front, exteriorly making it look better, the cockpit view is also cooler. I mean, if you look at this bike, knowing what an FZ6R looks like, you think to yourself, well, that doesn't look like an FZ6R at all now. You know, you don't have this handlebar anymore. Part of the installation is the removal of this upper tree, because it's just a standard handlebar that is there, you know, with a slight rear rake tune that kind of reach back to you. It's one of their marketing ploys. Allows you to have a more of a sit-up style stance for touring and what have you. So what you do when you perform this mod is you remove that. Okay, now the rider's triangle is tighter. It turns that triangle forward on its axis. Now you ride more like comparable to a Gixxer, I would say. Slight 3/4 tuck all the time. Yet if I sit up like this, you know, here you go. So you can sit up as much as you want with this setup, and you can also go 3/4 like this all the time, like you would on a Super Sport, which is the way I ride it now. And it's so much better, man. It cuts back on wind, you know, getting knocked around. It actually forces your helmet to perform its job better, right? Because all of these helmets that we wear on sport bikes are aerodynamically designed to be worn in the 3/4 tuck. So I have for example, I have a Bell Vortex, and it's an intermediate oval shape, but you know it's tailored to that 3/4 tuck. And what I have found with the addition of an aftermarket windscreen, mind you, that the wind is forced straight up over my helmet way more than it was before. I feel like I just had a whole lot of words to explain something real simple. But hey, look, I'm new to the vlogging thing. It's very distracting, I'll tell you that. Trying to talk, keep your focus on the topic, and not repeat yourself over and over. So this one's going to take some editing for sure. Alright, so anyways, yep, so that's a pro. The 3/4 tuck, the more aggressive stance. You know, you just feel like you're on a fucking sport bike, right? Once you do the FZ6R thing for a while, the first thing you want is more top-end punch and this and that. So, you know, you can do exhaust, whatever, but one thing that really adds to the experience, again, is being able to ride 3/4 tuck comfortably. Because with the factory handlebar, it forces you to have your hands way higher. And so it's always got like this dirt bike feel to it, you know, for the most part. Now, we got a sport bike feel. We're mounted on the machine more aggressively. It helps with maybe your attitude of riding, if you will, right? You get the sport bike mindset. You want to have an aggressive attack position. This position also helps you tuck way better, right? So, for example, I'm 3/4 tuck now, okay, on the FZ6R. You go full tuck, you just lay down. Just lay down and you're there. You don't have to lay down very far either. Not compared to the factory setup, right? Look at my hand. Hands are down below, alright? They're not up here, right? They're down low now. It's more aggressive. So I guess that pretty much covers the pros. I mean, other than that, obviously we're sitting more aggressively, and so we can enter turns and curves more aggressively now, right? Because we're already leaning forward into a position. It's a lot easier to get an ass cheek off the seat. You know, if that's what you want to do, if you're getting real aggressive with it. you know, everything a sport bike rider can do from the factory, you can now do on the FZ6R with the Woodcraft mod. A little bit of technicality. If you look down here, you see it's a riser. The clip-on is a riser assembly. That is part of, you know, that is the reason why it lowers the bike. Okay, these cowls, right, this cowling, this piece of the fairing right here, this is in the way of a standard set of clip-ons. So when you install these things, again, this specific riser kit is required. If anybody wants any links to that shit, let me know. I'll put it in the description. You can find the exact kit you need. I want to say it's for a 41mm fork, and it's a 1.4-inch rise or some shit like that. 1.7-inch. I'd have to look again. It's been a while. But alright, so cons. Well, one of the main cons I've discovered is that at higher speeds, and really not mostly at higher speeds, is the vibration. The bike gets real fuzzy in your hands. These are little aluminum tubes that are the clip-ons, you know, yeah, they're real lightweight. They're easy to replace in the event of an accident and whatnot. But wow, I mean, your hands on a long ride, your hands will start to tingle, and I mean, just they'll start to fatigue. I'll tell you straight up. I've gotten mostly used to it. It doesn't bother me nearly as much as it used to in the beginning. But like right now, for example, I'm going 7,000 RPM. I'm at 80 miles an hour. There's a buzz in my hands. Alright? Now this is standard cruising speed for me on the interstate, so I'm used to it. But if I decide to do a little high-speed run and pop this baby up to like 120 miles an hour, and I'm starting to hit like 10,000 RPM, it gets really buzzy. You know, if you focus on the fact that you feel that crazy buzz, I mean, you can even feel it in the foot pegs, but that's just FZ6R. But the whole thing about feeling it that much in the handlebars is new. So, in these clip-ons here. But hey, how often do you do a buck 20? Don't answer that question, right? Hypothetically. So, but yeah, I'd say that's the biggest con, is the vibration that you get at higher RPMs. I've gotten mostly used to it, like I said, so it's whatever. But it's a con, right? What else? Another con. Yeah, look at my kill switch. See how low my kill switch is? You can't even see the starter. The starter is up underneath the kill switch. Reason being is when you mount these controls, alright, this is all done from scratch. You have to drill your own holes and shit. You know, I tried to mock up off the factory bar as closely as possible. And come to find out, when you mount the kill switch and starter assembly in the factory position, it requires that you rotate that son of a bitch severely forward. Otherwise, I don't know if you can see these marks, but there's some scrapes here from trial fitment, you know, just from test fitting the thing. Didn't mean to. Ooh, watch this guy. You gotta watch him. Jeez. These guys don't know what the fuck they want to do.
Yeah, so you have to raise the brake lever so that it clears this fairing as well. And it's funny, I'm gonna have to edit this in because I got so thrown for a loop in freaking traffic. I mean, people were just out of their minds, man. So this is just totally gonna be cut in. Okay, so the starter and kill switch assembly gets rotated forward. So does the brake lever, so that it clears the fairing here. And once you do this, there's one major con that I learned by accident and damn near dropped the bike. When you turn the wheel all the way to the left, watch the brake lever. You see that? It hits the fairing, the windscreen fairing right here where the mirror is mounted. It hits right there and presses the brake lever in. So if you're trying to turn too sharply left, the son of a bitch will break itself, the front brake, and it'll throw you completely off balance. So it's kind of dangerous. The reason why it's acceptable for me now is because I know that it does that. And so, and another thing is, you never turn that sharp left unless you are sitting still, right? Just trying to maneuver around a small area. But actually riding, you're not turning that sharp. If you're turning that sharp at speed, you've already lost it, and you're losing traction in your front tire anyways. But so yeah, there you go. That was a review of the Woodcraft clip-on kit for the FZ6R. I hope I helped some people with whether or not they think the purchase is worth it. For $180, I really think it's worth it. In this video I've explained the pros and the cons. Overall, it's an awesome mod. If you just want a little bit more seat of the pants performance out of your FZ6R, then the Woodcraft clip-on kit is certainly an important purchase for you. So anyways, that's all I got. If you have any questions or want some links to anything, drop me a comment below, and I will answer to the best of my ability and provide links for whatever it is anybody wants to see. So again, this has been Half Click Up with a review of the FZ6R Woodcraft clip-on mod. See ya! Half Click Up, out.